fucking phenomenal. This is fucking phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal.
Burden to wear the crown.
Josh Bynes has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out, and it's just hard. It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big.
Oh, Barkley got hammered on that penetration by Fletcher Cox. Oh, that's a big load.
Diggs coming right behind him inside. Good job getting rid of that football with that guy coming right in his face. When there's a guy coming right in your face and he just sits in there and delivers it really well.
On Dak Prescott, he starts to come, and then he pulls out, and he's
got guys coming down his face.
The feeling is the Cowboys probably coming right down their throats.
Wow. It was a sexy day in the NFL. The Jets got their asses kicked. The Giants actually pulled one out. Patriots and Miami Dolphins going at it right now. We're going to cover all the games for a little while here with you guys tonight on a Sunday night, NFL Week 2. You know I had to come on. Even though the Jets were fucking, we'll get into it. The refereeing was horrible. Obviously Wilson is not a good quarterback. Jets got a lot of problems.
Fucking phenomenal.
It's fucking phenomenal day, though. Fucking phenomenal day. I hope everybody had a good day. Happy birthday to the man himself, Mr. Sith Negan, out there in the Sith Negan world. Happy special birthday to him. So we got a lot to talk about. All the games, all the shit that went down. What do we got? 2 Monday night games tomorrow night. So action-packed. Hope you guys enjoyed your Sunday. Yeah, I had to come on because, it was a good day of NFL shit, But we're going to start her off right now, guys. What's going on? Shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm just getting my shit ready here. Yeah, so it was a sexy day in the NFL. Do you hear what these announcers say, bro? Like, they're saying shit that is... Just listen to this again. Listen to this.
Josh Bynes has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out, and it's just hard. It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big.
Oh, Barkley got hammered on that penetration by Fletcher Cox. Oh, that's a big load.
Diggs coming right behind him inside. Good job getting rid of that football with that guy coming right in his face. When there's a guy coming right in your face and he just sits in there and delivers it really well.
On Dak Prescott, he starts to come, and then he pulls out, and he's
got guys coming down his face.
The feeling is the Cowboys probably coming right down their throats.
Dude, what the fuck, bro? What in the fuck with this gay shit after gay shit that's said by these guys, bro? What the fuck? The refereeing was horrible in the Jet game. It was so fucking bad. Roughing the passer bullshit. I'm telling you, the ball was barely out of Prescott's hand. And they're calling roughing the passer every fucking chance they get. The officiating ruins the fucking games. It ruins the games. A big day by Neon Dion yesterday. His team wins again, 3rd straight in his coaching career for Colorado. And they beat Colorado State in a thriller of a fucking game. If you missed it, we covered it a little last night. And it was just back and forth in overtime. It was just a hell of a game. And I'm not much on college football, but I gotta say, college football has been killing it especially with Neon Dion in the mix now. And he was on 60 Minutes tonight as well. They interviewed him, and they're making a big deal, over him in the press. The media loves him, and if he keeps winning, he's gonna keep being loved. So Neon Dion fucking doing his thing as a coach here in 2023. I never thought I'd see this. He was a special player. Like I said yesterday, one of only 2 guys I ever knew of that played 2 sports. The guy played in a World Series and an NFL football game in the same day. Who could fucking say that? Who could say that? But Dion's getting his team going. College football's looking good. The Giants were losing, I think, by 20 at the half. And everybody in New York was saying, holy shit, this team has been outscored something like 56 points to 0 to open up the season in the first, 6 quarters of play. And they came out in the second half and went crazy and won the fucking game. Now, Arizona's not a good team. We all know that. But they pulled it out. And the Giants go to 1-1 on the season. And the Jets go to 1-1. So, yeah, and the Jets did not look good. I mean, there was a couple of plays that looked good today. Nothing special. They really just, Wilson is he's not the answer. He's not the answer. Right now, the Patriots are going at it with the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins look fucking really good. Patriots are shit. Let's face it. Bill Belichick's a good coach. He was only good because he had one guy that's gone, and he'll probably never win again as a coach. And these Patriot teams are not scary at all. They're really not. It's just a regular team now without Brady on it. It really is. There's no standouts. The team is really not that good. Miami is not that good of a team either, really. A couple of good players on there, but, this division is wide open, and Buffalo wins today, so Buffalo gets back on track. And, pretty much Buffalo will take this division unless the, one of these 3 teams, the Patriots, the Dolphins, and the Jets can step up. I honestly see the Dolphins doing something besides the Jets or the Patriots, because both of them look like shit. So, Tampa Bay continues to win 2-0, 27-17 over the Bears. You had the Packers lose by 1 point to the Falcons today. That was a heartbreaker for the Packers. And Love, the quarterback, cunt that he is. The Colts beat the Texans, the lonely Texans. Bro, the Texans are horrible. Texans are fucking horrible. Seattle and Detroit go to overtime, and Detroit loses a tough one here, man. A tough one. They could have started out the season 2-0 for the first time in a long time. Seattle squeaks it out, man. They squeak it out in overtime, and they beat the Lions, which, that sucks, man. I wanted the Lions definitely to win that game. The Chargers, they lose in overtime as well to the Titans. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but okay. The Ravens, they win 27-24 over the Bengals. My football fantasy team did unfucking believable today. So I want to give a shout out to them. I had some guys go the fuck off today on my team. Like, I had the quarterback for the Bengals, and he wasn't too exciting in week 1. They benched him. Shit did not look good with him. And his top wide receiver didn't look good. It just did not look good at all for these guys, Burrow and Chase. It just, I linked them up together to try to get that 1-2 punch quarterback and wide receiver, but they've been shitting the bed so far this year. I know it's only 2 games, but my standouts was Allen from the Chargers, the wide receiver. He had a shit ton of points today, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns. The guy went off. And a couple of other guys went off too for me. So kind of happy that my football team is finally winning this week. I don't think I won one game. No, I won one game, but my teams have always been bad for the last couple of years. What else we got? Ravens and the Bengals. Yeah, Bengals lost again. The Raiders looked so good to start the game against Buffalo. They looked so good. They really came out, man. Garofalo came out, was throwing the ball with ease. They were moving down the field. They scored first. They looked good, the Raiders. I thought, all right, man, the Raiders look good here, bro. Maybe they could, beat the Bills, bro. Like, that would be great. Well, that didn't quite happen. 38-10, the Bills win. The Bills just took over the game. After that opening drive, Garofalo looked unbelievable. The offense looked like they were ready to go today for Las Vegas, but unfortunately the Raiders shit the bed and they just dudded off, and they got their asses kicked. So that sucks. The Chiefs, they get their boy back today. Their top, their top guy, tight end. They get him back, and the Chiefs beat the Jaguars in a pretty tough game. I want to give credit to the Jaguars. You got to give some credit to the Jaguars. Kelsey came back. He did unbelievably, had a touchdown. Of course, listen, Kansas City is going to be Kansas City. They lost last week 1 against Detroit, which was a little bit of a shocker. But listen, they bounced back, and they're always a good team. So they looked really good today. So I hate the Chiefs. I don't like any team that dominates. I just don't. 49ers beat the LA Rams 30-23. Giants, like I said, came back on the Cardinals, and that they were down like 20-0. They came back and won the game 31-28 over the Cardinals, and that's not saying a lot because the Cardinals are not that good. Their offense is not that great. Their defense is not that great. They got no blocking. Their center's horrible. Their kicker's fucking horrible. The coaching is not that good. They're not a good team. The Giants were losing to them very bad. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, if the Giants lose to this Arizona team, then you have to turn around and say, you know what? The Giants could be the worst team in the NFL. They could be the worst fucking team in the NFL. But honestly, man, they came out in that second half, and I was quite shocked because they just started tossing the ball and running the ball, and they look like fucking contenders. Contenders now. They look like fucking contenders. I was like, what the fuck is going on over here? But yeah, they wind up winning the game, the Giants, which was crazy. And they go to 1-1. The Jets, of course, like I said, lost to the Cowboys 30-10. It was a tough game for the Jets, man. Any way you want to look at it. It was just a tough game. There was no offense at all. Now, you can say that's the blockers, on the offensive line who do suck. You could say it's the quarterback. You could say a number of things. What I want to blame it on is the quarterback. I want to blame it on the quarterback because Zach Wilson is fucking horrible. Zach Wilson is terrible. This team should have went out and grabbed another veteran quarterback that's sitting on the fucking scrap heap that's not playing right now. And there are a lot of NFL serviceable quarterbacks that are sitting on the scrap heap right now that the Jets could have went out and thrown a 1-year contract to, come in and either help Zach or take over the fucking starting job because, let's face it, without Aaron Rodgers, this team is a different team, okay? They were picked to win 13 games by most analysts. They were picked to win the division. They were picked to go far into the playoffs. Okay? Without Aaron Rodgers, they are not going there. Zach Wilson is not the answer. He is not the answer. You've seen it today with his 3 interceptions. The guy is horrible. He threw a pick right to a fucking dude standing there on the sidelines. This guy didn't have to move a fucking inch. The ball was literally thrown into his hands. How the fuck do you do that as a professional quarterback? Throw a ball right into and he wasn't even pressured to like just throw the ball away. He was a little pressured, but not much. Not much. But that's Zach Wilson. He gets pressured with the ball, and the slightest little pressure, the guy fucking, he scrambles or he tries to get it out of the pocket and he throws the interception. It happens constantly. He's a horrible quarterback. Okay? Horrible, horrible quarterback. And there are so many decent guys sitting out there right now. I heard a joke the other day on sports radio here, local, 660 WFAN here in New York, which is a great radio station, great sports station, but they say stupid shit sometimes. I heard them come on the other day, and this was like right after the first game of the year, right after the injury happened. And they're on there going, okay, let's talk about the quarterbacks that are available, that are sitting out there right now. No NFL team has picked them up. Obviously, one of them is Tom Brady. So this idiot that's on the show, Carton, turns around and says, well, why don't they go after Brady? Like, why don't they call up Brady and ask him to give him one season? Like, why not? And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, are you fucking kidding me? Listen, I got a lot of respect for Tom Brady, okay? But he was a New England Patriot. There is no fucking way that I would want him to come to New York and win a Super Bowl. I don't even want a Super Bowl if it would be with him. I'd rather not win one. Like, that idea was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Let's bring Tom Brady to the Jets for one season. I don't think he would come here, first of all. And second of all, being a Jet fan, how fucking dare you even say that? Come on. Are you serious? The guy's the enemy. But there are a lot of other good quarterbacks out there that the Jets could have got that are still out there. And I'm telling you, I have a feeling I'll make this call right now. Before we enter week 4, I think we'll have a different quarterback starting these games because this kid is horrible. There's no way they can go the whole season with this dude. No way. So they're going to have to either put in the backup or go out and get somebody. And if you go look up and go Google it, right? A lot of good quarterbacks sitting out there on the scrap heap. Why the fuck haven't they gone out and got a veteran to at least come in and help him, or at least come in and start for him? Because this is not cutting it. He's fucking horrible. I can't watch him. And I have his jersey because I tried to jinx him. So I bought the jersey hoping that he'd get hurt or get traded, because that's what most of the people do that I buy their jerseys. But it didn't happen. So it was like bad canceling bad, or bad canceling out worse, to be honest. That dude is he's fucking horrible. I don't know if you guys caught the Jet game, but he is just terrible. The dude is terrible. So, yeah, they got to go out and get somebody, man. It was just, they look like a fucking high school football team. Cal Bama, what's up, baby? Mr. Cal motherfucking Bama. Kal-El just recently visited New York, just like the Goon. Shout out to the Goon wherever he is. He visited New York. He saw the whole schmeal, had a nice dinner, right? Went to the Met game. How awesome is Citi Field, bro? How awesome is Citi Field, dude? It's good, right? I love Citi Field. I've been to Yankee Stadium. I've been to Old Yankee Stadium. I've been to Shea Stadium. I've been to Citi Field. I've been to the Long Island Ducks Stadium, a minor league team. I've been to a ton of stadiums. I got to say, and I'm not just saying it because they're the Mets and I love them, but that stadium is awesome. It really is. And it's in the Baja. Now, what's going on, Will Tactics? Yeah, well, I mean, Cam Newton is better than what we got right now. I heard Kyle Kavernak's name mentioned. I would even, as much as he's a dick, I would even take him at this point because, honestly, these dudes are fucking bad. This dude is bad. Wilson is bad. He's not even serviceable. Like, he just doesn't get it, dude. He's just not good. And now listen, if he goes to another team, he'll probably be awesome, like all of our quarterbacks do. They leave the Jets, and all of a sudden they're good, right? Look at Geno. Geno's over there in fucking Seattle. I mean, he's a starter. He's pretty fucking good now. Better than Zach Wilson, I'll tell you that. Better than fucking Zach Wilson. Hey, Ken, long time no speak. We used to always talk on the Twitter. Hope you're doing good. What's up, man? How are you? I'm doing all right. Been through a lot of shit in the last couple of months. Had to move out of my apartment, which was a house basically. I had to move home. My mom passed. A lot of shit went down, But I can honestly say that I'm the happiest I've been in months, and I'm the most settled I've been in months right now. Meaning, like, the boxes are all unpacked, most of them, and I'm kind of like falling into a routine finally. Nothing went back to normal because normal will never be normal again. It's it's just not normal anymore. You know, my father's in his own apartment now. There's no more like home base. You know, my parents' house was always like home base. You know, as a kid, I always hung out there with all my friends. Like, we always went to my house because we were always able to do whatever here. And everything revolved around, like, my house for some reason. And now that it's gone, it's, like, fucking weird. But like I said, I'm getting used to it, and things are getting better, so I can't complain. I hope things are doing good for you, man. You know, the end of the summer here, September rolling around. Obviously, football and sports, you know, it really helps me pass the time. NFL and hockey, you know, I need that shit. I need sports. I really do. It just helps me. You know, it helps me just cope, I guess, you know? And I'm very used to having sports around me, and I love the 4 seasons of the years. I love the fall, the summer, the spring, you know, all of it. Because it's like all revolves around like sports for me. You know what I mean? Like the end of the summer is, hockey and football. And, you know, the end of winter, you know, the beginning of like, the end of winter is like, baseball's coming around for spring. And like, you know, I love that shit. You know? And so I've been like really just concentrating on good things lately. You know, good things, good people, good, just positive shit, you know, because there's so much negative, losing somebody in your life and all the shit you go through with that. After a while, you're just like, damn, you know, just pay attention to the good things. So that's what I've mainly been doing. I had to redo this whole house when we moved in, and I had to like paint and put up fucking sheetrock and spackle and all this shit, and it all fell on me. My father can't do it no more, and he was like a master of everything, so it was all on me. So it was like really tough going in the beginning, but like I said, everything's starting to fall in place. I have a nice studio I'm building outside. I'm going to show everybody a tour within the next like 2 or 3 weeks. Everything's starting to come together with that. You know, like I said, the house coming together, so football started. I mean, when Aaron Rodgers went down, bro, it really hurt so bad. It really did, because I was so fucking psyched for this year. Seeing him play and people telling me, no, dude, you don't understand. Aaron Rodgers has this aura around him that he makes bad situations good. He's just a very, like, high energy, you know, good energy guy. And he's just always a positive, like, you know, extraordinary dude. And you saw a little bit of that in Hard Knocks. What's up, Will Tactics?
It's Will the motherfucking Tactics.
What's good, Tim? Good to finally catch you live. I went to the Bengals and Ravens game today, and the Bengals offense looks pitiful. Still had a blast at the game.
Nice.
My son's first NFL game in the Baja.
Oh, that's fucking awesome, dude. That's awesome, bro. His first NFL game? That is great, man. It's always nice to go to a football game on a Sunday, ain't it? A nice regular season, you know?
Down in the Baja.
You could go down in the Baja and watch the games too, because your Baja in Minnesota.
Baja Soda.
Baja Soda is a good place for the Minnesota Vikings to play. And
Baja Soda.
Baja Soda. It's soda mixed with the Baja. Yeah, that's cool, man. I'm glad you guys went. That's a fun thing to do. I would love to take my father to. Blake was busting my balls to go to this Jet Giant game, and he's like, "Yo, drive down to the Meadowlands, buy the tickets, bing, bang, boom." It's like, dude, I don't think you understand what kind of a trip it is for me to go to the Meadowlands from where I live. It's like pulling fucking teeth, especially at the time he wanted me to go. It was like the middle of rush hour. It would have taken me 4.5 hours round trip to go about 40 miles. So, and it is very expensive. Shout out to Elias. It is very expensive to fucking go to, and it was a reasonable price, but it's still expensive for me. You know what I mean? Like, that's not reasonable price to me. You know, like this dickhead went on the fucking TV the other day and he's like, I'll pay $20-something a barrel. I don't, yeah, you'll pay it because you're rich. and you live in fucking Washington in one of the fucking nicest suburbs in the whole entire U.S., right? They call themselves middle class. Meanwhile, they're rich. Their houses are like 6 bedrooms, fucking gorgeous neighborhood because they're the politicians that fucking steal all of our taxes. So they live high on a hog and blah, blah, blah. So with the inflation and shit, man, like, hey, Mr. Cal, Alabama, you did your New York trip, right? Had to cost a lot of money to come to New York. Dude, cigarettes here are $16. Okay? $16 for a pack of butts. All right? What are we in fucking... Where are we? Like, are we in a casino? You kidding me? Do you guys like that show on HBO about the Celtics and the Lakers? I caught a couple of... and you reminded me by saying the Celtics. It reminded me of what... I caught a couple of like scenes from one of the episodes, and that dude, C. Riley or whatever his name is, that Tommy always talks about. That's funny. He was in Step Brothers. He's in that show, and he plays like the old owner of the Lakers who was around in the 70s and 80s when they were winning all the time, and he plays a great part. And I was like, man, this show actually looks pretty fucking good. But the show I'm really looking forward to that I think is on Disney right now as we speak, which that might be what I do after I end this stream, is go check out the new Loki, bro. The new fucking Loki is out. And it looks fucking awesome. It really looks good, man. It fucking really looks like a good show. So I'm looking forward to that, the new Loki, bro. I don't know if you guys are into that or not, but there's a lot of people making a lot of big deals about a lot of shows on right now. That show, Yellowstone, supposed to be this great show. All my friends talk about it. These dudes that I work with talk about Yellowstone, and I'm like, I'm not interested in Yellowstone. They're like, dude, it's a fucking great show, bro. You gotta check it out, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, You know what movie I watched for the first time the other day? True Grit. Never saw it. Checked it out the other day for the first time. I'm watching a lot of movies that I never gave any attention to back in the day when they came out. I'm starting to watch them now because it's like, why not? Watch the movies you didn't think were interesting to you. One of those movies was Gangs of New York. Like, I didn't find it interesting when it came out, and I really didn't want to go see it. I was like, yeah, whatever. But I fell in love with that movie years later, like a decade after it came out. I saw it and I was like, damn, that's a fucking great movie. But yeah, so anyway, Loki's out. I'm pretty sure there's at least one episode on Disney right now, the first episode. I don't know how they release that. I don't know if they do it all at once or it's like one at a time. Let me see here. Haven't been in a few years. Seen the Celtics live in a few times. Last time was, oh God, Isaiah Thomas. Shit, that fucking guy. What's up, Davey boy? In the chat, Mr. Irish Dave in the chat. Give me the Irish Dave, baby. So yeah, I don't know, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Loki's out. I'm almost positive I heard that it's out. And you.
What's up, Ken?
Yo, what's up, man?
Nothing. I was going to call and talk some football with you since you were talking about it.
Yeah, what's going on? What games do you watch today?
Well, first I watched the Redskins game. Or no, that was in the afternoon. The Raiders against the Bills. They sucked ass.
Yeah, they looked good in the beginning, like I said before. They really came out like, Garoppolo looked good. I was like, all right, man. Like, They look good.
The first drive, they made a touchdown.
Yeah, they looked really good. I mean, but it wasn't like they got like some fluke touchdown. They actually moved the ball. They were consistently moving the ball. Garoppolo looked good. The receivers looked like they were on. The blockers were doing their thing. And then all of a sudden, it's like it went to shit in a handbag that fast, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And people that are that are Raiders fans tell me this all the time because I like the Raiders, and I talk to like a couple of guys online that I know for a while that are Raiders fans, and they're always like, dude, that's the Raiders. They start out games good, and they just fucking fall to shit. And it's been their MO for like a long time. But now having Garoppolo on that team, I thought things would be different, you know? But it don't look that way.
Yeah, it sucks. But in a way, I mean, not that I wish ill on Garoppolo or anything, because I like him. I liked him before he came to the Raiders. But in a way, I'm kind of glad that they're still having the same results, because I think they did Carr dirty.
Yeah, they did.
I don't like the way they fucked him, man.
Yeah, you know, it's business. You know what I mean? That was a tough game between the Washington Redskins and the Broncos. That was a 35.
Man, they look good. They came from behind.
Yeah, but now isn't Washington like 2-0 now?
Yeah, they're 2-0.
Yeah, dude, Washington, bro. What the fuck, though? Like,
hell yeah,
you know what I
man.
mean, dude? They're 2-0. That's good for that franchise, bro. They need that. You know?
Hell yeah. And Howell doesn't look too bad.
No.
He's young. He's going to have some little growing pains here and there, but
he's
looking all right.
You got to expect that, you know what I mean? But he's really, you know, like, dude, they got a big time future over there. They really do, you know? And I didn't think that at first, because I was just like, you know what? Like, they're really not that good of a team, but man, they are. They're a pretty good team. 2-0.
Yeah.
You know, they got their, I think, Dallas is Dallas 2-0 now? Dallas is 2-0.
2-0 too, yeah.
You know? So it's probably going to, listen, Dallas has picked to win the whole, that division, obviously.
They pick them every fucking year.
Yeah.
That makes me sick, man.
It does.
I'm tired of all that fucking Cowboy hype.
Yeah, well, they're really hyped this year, bro. I mean, the way that they were talking about the Cowboys today on that coverage, bro, they were just like, oh, my, this team is like, this is top notch.
They'll choke again.
They probably will. But that little running back they got is fucking pretty good, dude. That little guy.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. He's
fucking little dude.
Your new draft pick. Well, that's why they let Zeke go.
Yeah, dude. That little guy is pretty fucking good. He was bouncing around today, and he really was. He reminds me of like someone the Jets used to get, because like the Jets used to love like those little fucking guys that could run and do special teams, and that kid's fucking good. Dallas, they definitely, as much as the hype, and you're right, there is a lot of hype on them, but I gotta say, man, like they look like they can back up that hype. They really do.
You're talking about Deuce Vaughn.
That kid's good.
Yeah.
That kid's good. I think his father's on part of the franchise in some way as well, and I think
coach or something.
Yeah.
Now that you said that, yeah. I think I heard that.
Yeah, so, listen, Dallas is Dallas, dude. What can I say, dude? They beat our ass. They beat our asses today.
Yeah.
The
last time they won the Super Bowl was what, like 96 or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was 96.
So damn near fucking 30 years. And every fucking year at the beginning of the year, the Cowboys are going, they're favored. The Cowboys are favored. Cowboys are favored.
They are always favorites. I mean, because, look at the division. The Giants have not been good for a long time. They have not. They rattled off those 2 Super Bowls in the early 2000s, 07 and 2012. And they always had good players from like the beginning of the decade, the beginning of the millennial, like from 2000 to like 2000 and probably 13 or 12. They had good draft picked players, like good drafted players, running backs, quarterback with Eli. They had this nucleus that just put them in every year. They were in contention to, at least be in the playoffs and at least take the division. But now with them out and, the fucking, listen, the Eagles are fucking really good too, man. You know, so that division is kind of stacked between the Eagles, the Cowboys, and now you want to throw Washington into the mix because is Washington for real? They look kind of for real. You know what I mean? It might be too early to tell if they're really for real and will be in that division in the long haul. But obviously that division is Dallas and the Eagles. So the Giants, they looked good today. They were losing I think it was 20-0. I don't know how the fuck they came back because their offense looked fucking like somebody they looked worse than a high school football offense, bro. It was horrible. It really was. And then they came out and started fucking throwing the ball, running the ball, moving the ball. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck happened? Their coach must have got on their asses because I think they let up the first 56 points straight. 56 points to 0. Not even a goddamn field goal in the first 6 quarters of the Giants season. Not even a field goal. Not even a field goal.
Oh, that's right, because the Cowboys had shut them out. That's right.
Yeah, and then they start this game out and they're down, I think it was like 20-0, and it's like, holy shit, they went to the half. Their coach must have went in there and he must have said, listen, my job is gone. Like, I'm getting fired. You guys lose this game this bad, we lose again, this whole shit is over. I don't know who will be here, who won't, you know, so you guys better get your shit together and save my job. And they came out in the second half and fucking, they beat them. They came out in the second half and they fucking really, they and it's like, that's mind-boggling to me that, you know, a team could be that bad and you get them that riled up and now all of a sudden they could put points on the board. It's like, what were you guys doing in the first fucking place? You know what I mean? Like, you guys make millions of fucking dollars. You guys can't run a ball now? Like, none of you can run a fucking ball or pass a ball? So it was pretty weird to see that. But I'll tell you this, man. The officiating in the NFL is going to fuck the NFL up one day. It's going to fuck the entire season up one day because these fucking refs, they have no clue what they're doing.
It's god-awful.
It is so bad. I think they might have the worst referees in all sports on the NFL fucking field. I really do. I really do, man, because these guys are so, they can't get it right for nothing. They're calling roughing the passer. The ball just came out of his hand. Dude, it was out of his hand for not even a second.
Dude, there was a play there in the Redskins game where the guy like pulled up. I mean, he could have blasted the guy, the defender, the Redskin.
Yeah.
But he stopped. And they kind of like just tapped helmets. But I mean, it just enough to make the noise. It didn't even like, the quarterback didn't like fall back or register that it, hit him or anything like that real hard. And they still called like you said, roughing the passer on that shit.
Like, what the fuck?
And I was like, you know what? If I'm the fucking defender, then I'm gonna say, well, then fuck it. I'm not gonna pull up next time. If I'm gonna get called for it anyway.
And then the pass interference too, dude. The pass interference calls are just, it's fucking horrible. Literally horrible. It's like they called one today on like, just, it was like, dude, he barely touched him. He barely fucking touched him. And it was like crucial moments that they call these stupid fucking plays that, and it was wasn't only in the Jet game. It was in a couple of games I saw just horrible officiating,
Oh yeah, there was a roughing call there that they called on the Jets against Prescott where I was like, man, that shit wasn't low.
Yeah, dude.
Low on his legs. I was like, nah, man, bullshit on that. And then some of these guys, they'll be in the grasp. I mean, they're holding their ass and they still let them struggle around until they finally get the ball off. And I'm saying, but then if you come in and blast their ass, then that's roughing.
Yeah, it's fucking. It's so
play dead, motherfucker. He's holding him. That's it.
It's really frustrating to watch that like that. Loki is coming out on the 6th. It's fucking stupid because I heard this commercial today for it, and they said on Disney now. They literally said on Disney now. So they lied.
I thought it was. It's not.
Yeah, not until the 6th of October, which, I mean, why do you got to tell me now and it's not on there, you fucking scumbags? Fucking bastards.
We meant the first season.
Yeah, they're like, oh, well, Loki's on there, but not the second season yet. Yeah, well, I know that already, you fucking idiots, God. What are the Monday night games tomorrow? There's 2 Monday night games, right?
Oh shit! I mean, look, had the schedule pulled up here because I was looking at the scores. I didn't even know all the different scores. Tomorrow, Saints Panthers is the first game.
Yeah,
it's going to be 7:15 your time, and then the second game is an hour later. It's Browns Steelers.
Yeah, that's a pretty good matchup right there. I like that game because the Browns need to do something. They need to do something fast if they're going to win anything. And the Steelers just do not look like the Steelers of old, bro. They just do not. They don't look good, you know.
AFC Central matchup there.
Yeah, I mean,
I've
always been like, I've always watched the Steelers. They've always had these good fucking teams over the years, but this team just does not look good. This one, man, without Roethlisberger. The team really does not look good.
Yeah. Who's pitching for them?
Who's what?
Quarterbacking. Who's pitching for them?
Oh, for the Steelers?
Yeah.
It's that I forget his name, but he was like picked to take over for Roethlisberger like a while back. Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
Damn.
Steelers quarterback.
Yeah, let me look. Hang on.
It's Kenny Pickett. Plug it, Pickett.
Oh.
Is the starting quarterback for the he's the starting quarterback. Kenny
I was
Pickett.
thinking Mason Rudolph. Oh, okay, but it's Kenny Pickett. I see Mitch Trubisky who plays there too now.
Yeah. They got some options, but they're gonna need it because I don't believe in any of those guys really. Mitch, can he win? I don't know. I don't know. It's like Eli Manning with the Giants too. It's like he left the Giants and this kid Jones just, I don't know, man. He just doesn't have it. I don't know why they put so much stock into this kid. Just like with Wilson, Zach Wilson. I don't understand how the Jets can go from, we need a quarterback bad. We got a shot to get Aaron Rodgers to where he gets hurt and you just don't sign anybody. I mean, don't you think that's dumb? Like, they knew that they needed something. They went out and got it, right? The guy gets hurt. Like, don't you think you still need to replace that spot? I mean, these scrap heaps guy are probably better than Wilson. Anybody on that. I would take fucking Newton over him. I really would.
Cam Newton.
Yeah, Zach has nothing. Zach just nothing. He's not good. He's not good.
Yeah.
He's just really not good. You know what he's good at? Banging his mother's friends. That's about it.
Like legitimately or?
Yeah, dude, that's what he did. That's what this guy, when he was quarterback of the Jets, it came out in the paper. It came out in the fucking paper that he was plowing his mother's friends and all this shit because he was a young, good-looking quarterback, in high school and basically was like, he lived in that rich, ritzy shit area, like real rich area, and all these rich white, mid fucking, middle-aged women who lived there and knew him, and
awesome.
And he actually, this whole big thing came out in Newsday, I think. Was it last season or the season before? I'm not sure what season it was, but I think it was last season. And it came out that he, Hey, hold on a second. Fuck. I'm trying to plug something in real quick. The fuck. It came out that he was banging his mom's friends and, all this shit that came out about him. And, he's got the look. He was really good in high school and college and, and it's like you come up to the NFL and it's like, these guys that grow up and think they're great. And then they come up to the NFL and it's a whole new fucking game. And either they excel because they really are that good, or they just sit there trying and trying and trying and trying and trying. And I've seen it too many times as a fucking Jet fan with Chad Pennington, with fucking Sanchez, with, all these guys that this fucking Jets have gotten over the year. High drafted fucking draft picks. High drafted fucking quarterbacks. And
I was so invested in Sanchez. I wanted him to do well.
They never pan out. None of them, dude. None of them. They will never be able. They just cannot pick good draft picks. The Jets are just horrible in the draft. They always have been. They always will be. Plain and simple. That's just the way it is. And that's why I'm like, listen, you can't go with Zach. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And they fucking do it anyway. These fucking idiots. They just going with it anyway. The season's gonna disappear before you have a shot to really do something with it. If you could just stay with this guy, because they benched him last year. You know what I mean? They were sick and tired of his shit last year, and they benched him. It's gonna happen again this year. What makes you think he's better? Because he fucking sat there for 3 preseason games with Rodgers? Like, come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah. Well, no telling. Their thinking is probably might as well just tank it again and wait for Rodgers to come back and let this guy have as many reps as he can get and see what the fuck we got. Even though, I mean, I was watching the game, you know, I mean, Dallas here is the local team, so I had it here. I actually watched it. I had it on the DVR. I watched it after the Redskins game, but yeah, man, he had like 3 interceptions, I think.
Yeah, dude, and that one was really bad. He just he just threw it right to the guy's fucking hands, bro. It was horrible. It really was.
Yeah, I mean, the guy wasn't even fucking there. He just like.
Yeah. That's why I stopped watching them at certain points.
He threw it into a space there, and the guy ran into it and caught it.
I stopped watching the Jets at certain points within the last 2 or 3 seasons, and Zach has a lot to do with it because I just couldn't watch anymore. It was just unwatchable. And I could see, you know, listen, they were in a game today for a short time, but I could just see it's going back to the same old shit again where it's just going to be like, all right, I can't watch this. They're already down 20-0, or they're down, 3 touchdowns already, or it's after a while, it's like, nope, I'm not falling for this shit. I'm not going to sit here and invest my time into a team that fucking doesn't really want to win. Because if they did, they wouldn't have Zach at the fucking helm. Honestly, I mean, there's so many good quarterbacks out there still. There's so many decent quarterbacks just sitting there. The fuck?
Yeah.
Fucking stupid, man.
Well, let me tell you, though, you don't want Carson Wentz.
No, I mean,
it sucks, boy. No, I mean, he was there with the Redskins last year, boy.
He might be better than fucking Zach, I'll tell you that.
Zach, I don't know. Said he went to the Eagles got rid of him, and he went to the Colts. The Colts got rid of his ass after just 1 year. And
isn't it crazy where that guy went, bro? It's crazy what happened to him.
I mean, he's got a ring. He didn't really have anything, I guess, playoff-wise to do with it. I mean, he was having a good year, as I remember, that year before he got injured. And, I mean, and got him, more than halfway through the year, and they were number 1, right?
Yeah.
And then Foles took over and took him the rest of the way. But, yeah, I don't know. He went after that, it seems like he's been pretty shitty, boy.
Yeah. Really bad, dude. It's horrible. But, he's better than Zach, I bet.
You mentioned Kaepernick. I saw somebody say that the other day, but how long has it been since he's played?
Yeah, it's
been 5 or 6 years now?
It's been a long fucking time, man. Yeah, it has. But, he's just dying still to come back into the NFL. Dude, if he would have stayed in the NFL, he would have been one of the elites still. He would have been up there, dude. There's no doubt about it.
I don't know. They had already benched him over there. I think he was a product of the system because once Harbaugh left, he fell off.
Yeah, I mean, he had talent, bro. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he's not in his prime of his career anymore, obviously. But I don't know. In his prime, he was fucking pretty good, man. He looked really good. I don't see San Francisco with any quarterbacks like him since then. Who else have they, put in that system that came out of it like him? I don't really who. You know what I mean? Who is their quarterback right now, San Fran? Do you know?
Brock Purdy. He's doing all right.
Oh, yeah. That's the kid who won the job, right? He basically, yeah.
Outright. Yeah. And see, they had that other guy. Okay, yeah. See, Garoppolo went down. And so then they put in that other guy that was a draft pick guy. I can't even fucking remember his name. But they just traded him to the Cowboys here just before the season. But he's like an emergency quarterback or on the practice team or some shit.
Yeah.
And so, because he got hurt, and once he got hurt, Purdy came in. He was their third stringer. And then in the playoffs, in that one playoff game, he got hurt, and they ended up having I think let the tight end or somebody played like for the rest of that game.
Oh yeah. Now I know who you're talking about. All right.
But let's see, what's that guy's name? Cowboy quarterback. Trey Lance.
Oh, okay, yeah. And he's no good, right?
Huh? Oh, I don't know.
Really
I mean, they were saying
good,
right? they think that the people here, like, you know, on the sports talk,
yeah,
were saying they think the Cowboys got taken with that trade because if he was worth anything or could be made into anything, they don't think that the Niners would have let him go.
Damn,
So
Niners just
they
fucking...
think there's something wrong with them.
Fucking Niners, they just... it's like so easy for them just to be like, you know...
Yeah, just plug somebody else in.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it, dude. It's, you know, some of these franchises...
The take you to the playoffs.
Huh?
The third stringer can come in and take you to the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. And you know what? They've been like that since day one because they had fucking Young, right, waiting to get in there for Montana. And people were like, dude, you're getting rid of Montana. Montana's awesome. And then all of a sudden Young comes in and is like, hey, I'm a Hall of Famer too. And you're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, how did they... Same thing with the fucking Green Bay Packers. They had Aaron Rodgers, right? Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre for fucking 2 or 3 seasons. You know what I mean? Like, it's like these certain franchises just, they know how to, like, you know, bring up these guys and to get them into the most perfect scenario to keep them, you know, at their best that they could be. And that's why I'm saying the Jets are so bad and the Giants are so bad because they can't do that anymore. They don't have the personnel that's smart enough to fucking draft a good, you know, young fucking good player that they can develop, and they just can't. It's just they just don't have the smarts for it. You know?
Yeah.
They don't hire the right people. Honestly. You know, look at Green Bay, look at San Fran, look at these franchises that just can do these type of things so easily. Plug these new quarterbacks in, and they actually are good quarterbacks. And you know, it's like you look at the Jets, you look at the Giants, you look at some of these other franchises that float around with these like shitbox fucking quarterbacks that they're hoping and praying will be good one day, and 6-7 years goes by and they suck ass, and they're like vested all this time and money into a shit box. And that's what the Jets do, you know? And you get franchises like those guys who have massive, you know, fucking Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer.
I was like, well, you know, the Redskins have had, like, I think they said, like, close to 20 quarterbacks here in the last 12 years or something like that.
Yeah, I know. They have been, yeah.
Long list of
dude,
motherfuckers.
oh my God, dude, if you want a list, like, you go on forever. And there are some big names that have went through Washington in the last, like, 20 years, bro. Big fucking names. Like that other dude, that young kid who could run the ball like crazy and blew up, became like a megastar right away.
Gonna piss me off now, dude. Robert Griffin, man.
Dude, the guy was fucking... He was like a mega all-star right off the fucking bat, bro. Took over the league.
Fucking ruined, man. That pisses me off to no fucking end.
Took over the league by storm, bro.
They ruined his ass.
And then all of a sudden,
first fucking year, man.
It went, you know what I mean? It went shithole all of a sudden. Same thing with Cousins. What about Cousins, bro? That dude was on fire on Washington. He was fucking good.
Yeah, well, he was the backup to Griffin. They had drafted them both in the same year.
Yeah, dude, it was like they got these guys, but then you look at some of these other guys are horrible, you know.
They wanted to keep Cousins, and they had like franchised him like 2 different years.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
They kept trying to sign him to a longer term deal, but he didn't want to. He was pissed off that they wanted to go with Griffin originally over him. He held it against them.
Griffin was fucking good, bro. He was a damn good player at one point, bro. Like for that little time, that little flash.
Well, it could have gone longer. The thing is, like, he had fucked up his knee, and they were going into that wild card game.
Yeah.
And they had let him play out there on a gimpy fucking knee, and he got it hurt again, like in the middle of the game and shit. And I was like, man, put fucking Cousins in time, you know?
Yeah.
Come out still with a fucked up knee. He gets hurt. I mean, somebody like really hits it and fucks it off, and that's the end of it, boy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm going outside to smoke a butt with you. So
I'm doing that too.
Wait, hold on, let me just turn this on.
But yeah, man, God, forever I'm pissed off about that because to me that was like huge missed opportunity, man. God.
Man, why is Skype always got to be a young? Okay, there it is. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, good. What did you say now? I didn't hear you.
Like to me, that just represented like the biggest missed opportunity, boy. That he just managed him right.
Yeah,
man, you're hurt. Good. We're sending you out. We're not going to risk you.
What happened with him? He got injured, right? And that's what like basically fucked him up, right?
He was never the same after that. Yeah, he came back the next year, but he wasn't nearly as mobile. He couldn't pull off a lot of those plays. I think he ended up getting hurt again the next year.
Yo, Mike says, would you take Phillip Rivers and his 11 kids? Dude, I would take Phillip Rivers, his 11 kids, and his wife's fucking uterus hanging out of a twat before I would take Zach Wilson, okay? All right? I would take 15 kids and Phillip Rivers with half a fucking arm with fingers missing before Zach. Zach is he's fucking god awful to watch. It's just not fun as a fan to sit there and to watch this fucking guy, dude.
Phillip Rivers is good, man. I hated his because he played with the Chargers and they were always against the Raiders. But but he's good, man. That motherfucker, I can't deny that motherfucker is good. Shit.
Dude, let me tell you, the 49ers fans fucking raided the Rams stadium today because, San Fran's right there next to LA, whatever.
Yeah.
There were way more fucking 49ers fans than there were Rams fans, bro. They fucking took over their whole building.
Oh, for real?
Photo, bro. You gotta see the photo. It's so bad, dude. The whole stadium is red. The whole fucking stadium was red, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find that.
Because listen, the Rams don't have like a huge fan base there. You know what I'm saying? They're still trying to establish. People are like, well, are you even gonna stay 5 years? Because I mean, let's face it, the Rams, the Raiders, LA, they just keep shit moving, bro. Like, you would never see New York lose a fucking football team ever.
Well, that's because you all love your team. You also and support the team. The fucking LA fan base is a bunch of front runners, man.
You know why? It's a bunch of actors and shit that start coming to the games and acting like they're Rams fans for a fucking couple of seasons till they're bad, and then nobody shows up, and then they send the team to St. Louis. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, there's no like, deep fan base. Like there is in New York and in Boston and in Florida and in Texas there's so many places that the people love their football and their teams, but for some reason, like you said, LA, I think there's a lot of fake fucks in LA. So, that's what goes to their games. A lot of fake fans, like, fair weather fake fans,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Front runners, man.
But the 49ers, they got a huge fan base, right? The 49ers have always had a huge fan base. They got fans all over the world from their heyday with Montana and Montana and fucking, what's his name? Young and all those great guys that they've had.
We're talking about people like Rice.
Bro, Terrell Owens, Jerry, Rice, fucking name the names that have come from the San Francisco 49ers franchise is insane. So, yeah, they packed that fucking LA stadium, all 49ers fans, bro. It was a sea of red. It was that's shameful, dude. That is fucking shameful shit. That's like when the Jets play the Giants in a couple of weeks. Right? We only play them once every 4 years. But I wonder who's going to be the home team. Oh, that was big. Yeah, I wonder who's the home team. I didn't even look that up.
Let me see.
for when the Jets play the Giants. I think the Giants are the home team.
It's going to be on the 29th. Yeah, the Giants are the home team. It's October 29th.
They're going to dress up the entire stadium, all blue, Giant signs everywhere, and they're going to rub it into the Jets. And there'll probably be more Giant fans there than Jet fans. And, the Jets are probably a little bit better than the Giants, but the Jets get treated like the fucking, like the little stepchild brother. You know what I mean? That's how the Jets always get treated. They're like the outcast little brother. Because the Giants can lose for 100 years straight, and people will always treat the Giants like they're godly. And the Jets, they just get shitted on constantly, and even in their own city. The other day they had the Empire State Building, I think for week 1, all blue for the Giants on Sunday, right? Monday night comes around, Jets are playing on a big Monday night game. Aaron Rodgers starting for the Jets, right? In an alternate universe, Aaron Rodgers came into that game, did unbelievable, had 3 touchdowns, threw for 375 yards, won week 1, like, holy shit, the people were like, if he would have came in and stayed healthy, threw 3 or 4 touchdowns, had a couple 100 yards, bro, he would have been the toast of the town even more than he already was, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But instead, on a Monday night, what do? On a Sunday, they have the Empire State Building all blue for the Giants. On a Monday night, with Aaron Rodgers starting, even before he got hurt, the Empire State Building is not even green. They don't even give a fuck. Like, nobody cares about the Jets. And Jet fan. It's horrible, bro. It really is. It's like how the Islanders get treated.
That sucks.
Yeah, the Islanders, stadium? They get treated like that too, the Islanders, bro.
And they play in the same stadium?
What? The Giants and the Jets?
Yeah.
Yeah, they both play at the Meadowlands.
Oh, okay.
Where WrestleMania was a couple of years ago.
Right.
Yeah. They've always played together. They've played together since the 70s. They used to play in the old Meadowlands together, which was named Giant Stadium. So the Jets played in a fucking stadium that was named Giants Stadium. That's real nice. Where do you play, Jets? Oh, we play at Giant Stadium. Really? It's a big stadium, huh? No, it's not a big stadium. It's the home of the fucking Giants. It's not a big stadium. Well, it's Giant Stadium. No, it's not a Giant Stadium. It's the Giants Stadium.
With an apostrophe.
I tell you, you get no respect. You're a Jet fan, you get no respect. Okay, all right, I tell you get no respect. All right, the other day I went to a Jet and Giant game, okay? The Jets didn't even show up, all right? Hey, bada bing, bada boom, all right? The Jets won't even show up. Dude, I'm telling you, if the Jets lose to the Giants, I'm going to I'll just stop watching football. I swear to God. If they lose to those motherfuckers, I'm just going to stop watching football. Because then it'll just be really bad then. Really bad.
A month away, huh? About, what, 6 weeks, I guess?
Yeah. What'd you say? When was it again? In
29th, October 29th.
Oh, so right next to Halloween. Nice.
Yeah.
Man, I can't stop coughing because I took a hit and I'm like gonna I'm just getting over like, for like 3 years I haven't had like a cough or like, when you get like yellow phlegm and you get kind of sick or your sinuses get like flared up.
Yeah.
And haven't had anything like that in like 3 or 4 years, not even close to it. And for the last month, I have had like my sinuses so fucking bad for some reason that I like literally cough up fucking yellow every other day.
Allergies and stuff.
I get into these coughing fits, bro, like out of nowhere. And I had to cut back on cigarettes big time. Like I was like fucking felt like I was breathing through a fucking straw.
That's not from the smoke and stuff from up there, man?
Dude, I got news to you. I think it might have had something to do with it because like for 2 months straight, there was a haze on Long Island, and it was supposedly from these wildfires up in Canada.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and you know what? I never had a problem breathing. I never ever had a problem breathing. Never had phlegm shit. Never had like cough. Never had anything like that. And now all of a sudden, for a month, I got this shit. But I got to tell you, I go to work and like I pass people that are coughing and sneezing constantly, and I'm like, oh my God, man, you know, I don't want to be some sick weirdo wearing a mask and worrying about getting COVID. But I hear this guy fucking sneezing and coughing all day, and the first thing I thought of was, this motherfucker's gonna get me sick. This motherfucker's gonna get me sick. And now I'm coughing all fucking day. So, I mean, I don't know if it was this guy or the fucking smoke or whatever it was, but yeah, I never had anything like this, man, where I fucking just keep coughing up fucking like I'm sick, like I have like an infection. Plus, I took a huge bong hit, so that might help it out too. You know? So that's not necessarily good on your lungs, you know?
Yeah. Do you have just a regular bong, or is it decorated in some way?
It's all glass, and I'm fucking meticulous with it, bro, because, you know, like, I've had little kids for years, obviously, so I couldn't have no bongs, no bowls, no nothing like that around the house, and I never did. Like, I never ever had a bong in the house with my kids, or a bowl, or even like screens or marijuana, nothing like that, because my wife, number one, don't play that shit, and she's a nurse, and we've always kept it like separated. You know, so like if I was the type of person that if I wanted to smoke, I would like get a joint and go drive to the park, or go to the pier, or go to like the store, go walk to the store, or go, you know, say I'm going to the track, or say I'm going to shoot the puck around, and I would literally take a joint or a bowl, and I would drive to those spots and smoke, like, you know, playing handball, something like that. Like that's what I used to go to Walmart and say, yeah, I'm going up to Walmart, I'm going to buy something at Ace Hardware. I smoke a nice joint. You know, so for years I did that, but now that they're old and like they're older and one's going to college and the other one's in like, you know, 12th grade basically, I'm like, you know, I could have a nice little spot now because I'm building this office, which once it's completed, no one's going to be allowed in except for my like wife. She's going to be the only one with a key besides me. And I'm going to like keep my shit in there, and I'll finally have a spot now to put like my stuff that, you know, I don't want to be seen, you know, and, you know, I'm talking like if I had weed, or I had like a gun, or I had like, you know, not a gun, but like if I had like a BB gun, or, you know, swords and machetes and shit like I like to buy, like I wouldn't leave that type of shit just laying around in my house or in one particular area, because I wouldn't want the kids to be next to it or see it. So, but now, like I said, I'm going to have actual spot to like display that shit and actually have it. So, my point is, I went and I got this really nice bong, and it, outside of where I live, it would probably be like a $300, $400 bong, but where I live, the price of it was like $70, and it was nice, and it's all glass, and it's beautiful. It has like all these different chambers and shit. So I love glass bongs, and I haven't had one in like 20 years. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy a nice glass bong. And I clean it like every other week because I cannot smoke out of it like dirty. It's just gross. So yeah, I have this nice, and it's not too big. You know what I mean? It's like a medium sized one. I think it's been on stream before. It's nothing special, but it's, you know, as long as it's a nice clean hit, that's all I care. Because I'll tell you what, man, if I didn't have weed, and I don't smoke as much as I used to. I smoke like maybe every other day. Like right now, I'm like at like every other day sort of thing. And I used to be like every day, you know, like 2 or 3 blunts a day, or, you know, like back when I was a teenager. But I slowed down a lot, you know what I mean? So, but I only smoke because it helps me with my back and my neck. Because I have constant pain in my neck and my back, so, and my knees. So it helps out a lot, man, you know? And I don't like smoking those fucking vapors and all, you know, the liquid weed and like, you know, edibles and all that. No, just give me bud. Let me roll it or put it in a bong or a bowl, and I'm good. I don't need all that other fancy shit.
I tried that vape thing. I don't know. It didn't seem like it affected me the same way.
Dude, when they legalized it here in the U.S., my father, who has chronic neck, back, and like all kinds of pains, went to his back doctor, and the back doctor right away was like, I'm gonna get you your license and all this. And my father was like, really? He's like, I don't really smoke pot. You know, I haven't smoked in like a long time. And the guy was like, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a good like a good alternative to what you want. You know, you don't want to be on pain medication. You want to, and you know, there's certain things, you know, that we can't give you, and if you don't want to take pain medication. So he's like, it's a good alternative to that. And so my father tried it, and he came home one night with like these 2 vape things, and I was like, he's like, look what I got. And I was like, oh, nice. And I was like, wow, they gave you that? And he was like, yeah. And I was like blown away that they gave him it. And I was like, well, how much was it? And I'm expecting to hear him say like really cheap. And he was like, oh, it was like $200 to get that. I was like, what? I was like, what? They like charged him all this extra money because he just joined this place. And I was like, that's how they get him. That's how they get you. You know what I mean? It's a scam. It's basically a fucking scam. That's how it is in New York, I'll tell you. So it's not like you could just walk into a store and buy it like in other states. It's not like that here. It's supposed to be, but all the local people don't want it like that. So they play these fucking games, and these doctors have these little areas where you can go, but they charge you through the asshole for it on purpose. And my father had it and liked it for like a week, and then like a week later, he was like, I can't take these shit. It makes me feel like shit. I'm dizzy. I don't feel right. It doesn't help me. And he got rid of it. And I was like, oh shit. I thought it was cool that he had that, because I could just come here whenever I want and just like fucking take a hit of his pipe and be like, shit, I can get my fucking free now. You know, but yeah, he got rid of it like a week later. He was like, fuck that shit. He did not like it. You know?
Yeah, like I don't know. It's different, and I don't know. It just didn't. It wasn't like the kind of high I get just from smoking. So
yeah, different, dude. It is a different high. It really is. You know,
edibles haven't. I don't know. That stuff has never affected me. Like I'll see those things. They say take one of these little mints or one of these little gummy things, and I'll take it, and I don't feel shit.
Dude, I've tried edibles like a couple of times, like. And some of my friends my one friend gave me these gummies, and he was like, dude, I'm telling you, don't eat too many of these. And I was like, all right, dude, yeah, you know, and it was like one of the first times I tried it, and I ate like a half a gummy, I didn't feel nothing. Then the next time I ate a full gummy, and I didn't feel nothing. Then the next time I was like 1.5. Then the third time I'm like at 3 of them, and I'm like, dude, I ate 3 of them. My friend's like, Jesus, dude, you must be out of it. And I'm like, I don't feel anything. Well, and he's like, are you serious? I'm like, I don't fucking feel anything, bro. He's like, dude, that's impossible. And I'm like, no, it's not impossible. These edibles suck. I don't know how they get you people high, but edibles don't do shit for me. You know, and he'll come here all the time with like, oh, look, I got fruit roll-ups, bro. 1 fruit roll-up will fuck you up. And I eat a fruit roll-up, and 20 minutes later, he's like, it's good, right? And I'm like, dude, I don't feel anything. Nothing.
Yeah, you're like you're waiting around because like even like on the packaging of one of these things, it says it could take anywhere from like half an hour to an hour for you to feel any effects. So I'm like, okay,
shit, dude,
I'll wait.
I feel robbed. That's what I feel like. I feel like I got robbed. That's about it. Because it does nothing for me. And then I'll tell you this, then my one friend Filthy comes over, and he brings over the magical chocolate bars, and it's the first time I ever saw them, and I'm like, what is that? And he's like, bro, these are psychedelics. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean? I'm like, is it natural or is it like acid? Because I don't do no man-made drugs. I don't like doing man-made drugs. I don't do man-made drugs. I only do what's grown from earth. Marijuana, mushrooms, stuff like that. I'm not doing coke. I don't do none of that shit. I don't want nothing to do with anything other than what comes out of the ground, you know? And he's like, these are psychedelics. And I'm like, well, what kind? I'm not fucking around with no acid or anything. And he's like, no, it's all natural. It's mushrooms, and they mix it in with chocolate. And I was like, are you serious? Because I can't eat the regular mushrooms, like how they have mushrooms and like sell you an eighth of mushrooms. I can't eat those because I'll throw up. I cannot eat them. I put them in Twinkies once, and I'll never eat Twinkies ever again because of the taste that it had. It gets stuck in my teeth, and I throw up because it's in my teeth, and I think of horse shit while I'm eating it because it grows off of shit, and it grosses me out, and I cannot eat them. I feel like I'm eating. I really feel like I'm eating turds of shit. So I can't eat them. So once I saw that they were in these candy bar, and I was like, is it chopped up? Like, am I going to get little bits of mushrooms in my mouth after I eat the chocolate? And he's like, no, dude, it's chopped up where you don't even taste the mushrooms. And I was like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, there's an eighth in each bar. And I don't eat no eighth of mushrooms because I'd be fucking gone if I did. So I ate like a quarter of it. And I was fucking gone, bro. I was like, holy shit. And my friend was like, no, that's how I feel on edibles. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, dude, no, there's no way edibles make you feel like this, dude. Stop. Because I've taken edibles a million fucking times. They're not even close to this. You know? So I've never ever had edibles that worked. Ever. Never. I wish somebody would say to me once, like, hey, Ken, try this. And then give me it and it works. And I actually, like, because some people get really fucked up on edibles. And I'm like, how? I'll eat a whole fucking tray of brownies, edible brownies. It doesn't do dick. What the fuck it is?
Yeah, I've never tried a brownie, but and I've never wanted to use my own weed to do any of that kind of stuff, like to make any. Yeah, because I don't want to take the risk that I end up using it all on that.
The one thing I did love, dude, the one thing I did like was the earwax. I tried the earwax, marijuana earwax, bro, and it was fucking unbelievably good. It was really good. It tasted good.
How do you use wax? What is?
Like, my friend sold me this like little like piece of paper. It's like kind of like baking paper, like, you know. And he put this wax into it and folded it up and gave it to me, and I had to pay him like $60. And then he told me you got to like heat up your glass piece and just take a little tiny little piece of it off and dip it into your glass piece. And he's like, you'll get a huge hit. So I watched a video on how to do it, and I had the glass piece, which I never used, that came with my bong, and I didn't even know what the fucking piece was for.
So you melt it?
I knew it wasn't a bowl. I was like, what the fuck is this piece? And someone was like, oh, it's for like, you know, wax. And I was like, yeah, I don't smoke wax. But anyway, so I got the wax and I had the piece, and they tell you like, use like a flame torch or something on the piece and get it red. So when you take the wax and you dip it on the side of like the bowl piece, it burns automatically. So I did everything they told me how to do it, and I put the fucking wax on the side of it, and I got a huge fucking hit. Like a huge hit. And I coughed my brains up for about 10 minutes. And then after that, I was like, yo, I am baked. Like, I am fucking baked. Where I felt like, holy shit, I haven't felt high like this since I started first smoking marijuana. You know? And it was really, it was so good. I really highly recommend wax if you can get your hands on it. But the only thing is, it's not made like natural like I like, you know, and I don't really like smoking or fucking around with anything that's like tinkered with. You know what I mean?
I feel the same way.
Yeah, like cocaine, they got to go get, and like they got to get from the coke fields, you know, whatever the fuck they get it from, and then they got to mix it with like all this other shit to make coke. Like, I don't fuck with it. You fuck with something God made. He made it this way for a reason. If it doesn't get you high, I ain't fucking with it. You know what I mean? So like, I don't like fucking with any of that shit. And marijuana, the way that they make that earwax shit, I think is with butane. Like, I think they squeeze the wax out of the weed with the butane somehow, and it creates like a wax from weed. And I'm not sure of the process, but I think it's something like along the lines of that. And that even makes me like, you know what? Like, I'm not going to smoke that on the regular because it's probably got chemicals and weird shit in it. I'm not fucking with it.
Hell yeah.
Because, dude, I'll tell you this. My friend Noel, right? When we would run out of weed back in the day when we were younger guys, like in our 20s, we would run out of weed because like our guy wouldn't have it or whatever. It was harder to get back then, right?
No, I know what you mean, dude.
Yeah, so like now you get weed every 5 seconds, no matter, you know, it's like so easy. But back then it was like, you know, you ran out. If your guy ran out, you ran out. I didn't know like a million people had sold it. So my guy didn't have it. I had to go like a day or two without it. So my friend Noel used to go to this gas station down a block from my house that sold cigarettes there. And one time we went in there, and we saw these little baggies, and it said something like weed, wacky weed and shit like that. And we were like, yo, what's in those bags? It says like weed, wacky weed. And this is before marijuana was even legal in like a lot of states. I think it was only legal in like 1 or 2 states at that point. This was back in like 04, 05, right? And the guy was like, oh, that's like synthetic marijuana. And my friend was like, well, are you serious? And he's like, well, what's in it? And he's like, oh, a bunch of shit, but it's all natural. It's like herbs and spices. So I was like, oh, really? So he bought a bag of it, right?
Yeah, and I know what you're talking about.
Dude, we took a hit of this shit, right? And I took a tiny, tiny, tiny hit. And I felt a little fucked up to where I was like, wow, I really am fucked up. Like, it's kind of like weed, and I kind of feel like I'm high on weed. And I was like, maybe it's not that bad. So I went down and I bought a bag the next day. It was like strawberry something. And I went to my house and I took a bong hit of it. The worst goddamn thing I ever did in my fucking life, dude, because 10 minutes later, I'm in a shower with my clothes on, with water over my face, and I'm like saying to myself, God, please let me out of this. I'll never touch that shit ever again. God, please just help me. Please don't let me die right now. Please don't let me die. I will never smoke that shit ever again. God, please help me right now. I was so fucking gone, bro, that dude, I couldn't even see straight. And I was like, oh my God, I will never, ever fuck with that shit again. I called my friend Noel. I was like, dude, don't smoke that shit. And he goes, too late. And I go, what do you mean too late? He goes, bro, I took a hit of it last night out of a bowl. And he's like, I fucking was laying on my floor, which felt like for 45 minutes. I think I went through a seizure. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, bro, I couldn't move. And I was like, dude, I go, bro, don't throw that shit out. He goes, bro, I already threw it out. I was like, don't ever fucking smoke that shit again. I said, and if that guy is selling that shit in our neighborhood, you know how many kids are probably getting all fucked up and having to go to the hospital because of this shit? And then all of a sudden, the guy got busted like months later.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't that K-12 shit?
No, it wasn't that shit, because this wasn't the shit that like puts you in like, that other realm that they talk about. Like it's like I forgot the name of it, but it's like a little bit, it's like less than that K-12 shit. It's like a little bit less, and it's called another name, but I forgot the fucking name of it. If my friend Noel was here right now, he would tell you exactly what it is, because it's not as bad as that K-12 shit, which I've never tried and never will, because I was afraid of that shit, especially after I tried that shit, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I wasn't in another realm, but I was so fucked up that like, I felt like I was going to die. Like my heart was going a mile a minute, and I felt like nervous and like just not right. And it felt like that for like 15 minutes. And then I was all right. But that other shit, man, these people were smoking it and literally going into seizures. My friend was exaggerating when he said that to me, but there literally was people that were fucking smoking this shit and like falling into seizures and like fucking laying on their floor for 20 minutes just going and
the news, wasn't it? I kind of tend to remember shit being talked about.
Yeah, that shit, no, that wasn't the shit I did, because trust me, I wouldn't have done it. I would not have touched that shit. That shit was just on another level fucked up, bro. That shit was the devil.
I know they were going around like busting gas stations and little like headshots and shit.
Bro, they took down all the videos on YouTube. Back in the day, they were video after video after video of people, even some people being tricked into smoking that shit, thinking it was marijuana, and all of a sudden taking like a huge hit of it, and all of a sudden their friend going, oh, dude, you just took a huge hit, you're fucked. And fucking 3 minutes later, the dude's in like a seizure. I'm like, that's fucked up, dude. You don't do that to people, bro. You make this guy think he's taking a hit of weed, and now he's in a fucking seizure. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So that's what was going on. These videos were on YouTube all over the place, bro. And some of them were fucking hilarious. Some of them were like sad to see. Some of them were scary. But they're all fucking gone now. I don't think you'll find any of them on the YouTube anymore. There's a rash of these videos, like thousands of them. And these people all having the same experience where they were smoking this shit and going into like a fucking straight up like another realm, dude. And I think that's that K-12 shit that you're talking about.
Yeah, I just remember that. Like I said, that was in the news a lot, that they were busting like gas stations, head shops, and shit like that were carrying that stuff.
Yeah, the shit that we were getting from this guy was like, I would say it was almost like that, but it wasn't that shit, because it didn't like put you into like where you were, seizuring on the floor. I had to go into the shower because I was like out of it. I was like, I need cold water on my face. My heart is going a mile a minute. I'm fucked up. I could walk and shit, but I wasn't maintaining well, and I never smoked that shit again because I was like, fuck that shit. I don't want to feel like that. That's not fun. That shit is not fun. I want to chill and fucking relax. I don't want to sit there with my fucking tongue out of my mouth, fucking choking on my fucking, throat. Like, what the fuck? Fuck that shit. You mean these people taking this psychedelic shit, the DMT, whatever the fucking shit is, and they're like going to another realm where they see the same fucking beast, like this same beast. These people are describing the same like character that they all meet in this other realm, and they literally all meet the same guy. How's that fucking possible?
Well, I mean, I don't know. You want to get into like different kinds of discussions here?
Well, dude, I'm just saying, like, I looked into that on YouTube and I found out where these people both go visit this guy and they have conversations with this dude about each other. So like the one guy will trip out and he'll go to this guy while he's tripping, and this guy will talk to him about the other guy, and then that guy will go trip and go talk to that guy and tell that guy what he said about him, and he'll know exactly what was said. And like they can confirm that this guy, they're speaking to him when they get all fucked up. And I'm like, what? And I looked into it, dude. And like, I'm convinced that shit's real. And you would think like, oh, okay, so maybe the human brain can be altered so much that it does put you into another dimension.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And maybe that is true. The government was doing all kinds of experiments with that shit. I mean, obviously they were onto something. And, they used to give people psychedelic shit like, acid and stuff to try to get them into other realms and see if they, and supposedly this shit fucks you up so high and you go so like to another realm that they're meeting this guy and having full length conversations with this like being. It's not even a guy. It's like a being, Yeah, it's fucking psycho, man.
Do you know who Philip K. Dick is?
No, but his name's fucking awesome. Like the Phil Dick himself.
He's a writer.
Yeah.
He wrote books that, a lot of them became movies, like Blade Runner. What was that other one? That one with Schwarzenegger where he goes to Mars.
Oh, it's a great movie, yeah.
God dang it. The name escapes me right now. Oh, Total Recall.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a documentary there on Hulu called A Glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Where it shows footage here of him at some type of a conference or something like that, where he talks about alternate dimensions. And he talks about how the book that he wrote, The Man in the High Tower, actually wasn't fiction, but was like actually his experience in an alternate dimension.
Holy shit.
And that he actually crossed over after he had oral surgery, and that like under the effects of the drugs and whatever that they gave him, he feels like he crossed over into this other dimension and lived, for a time in the place that he was describing in the book.
Yeah, and they say that this shit is so real. It's so fucking real. Like they lived this life. This one dude said he lived in this realm for 60 years.
Right. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Yeah, but then he comes back and it's like no time has passed.
Like 15 minutes. And he said, no, dude, you don't understand. Like my life, I could tell you my entire life in detail. I married this woman. We had 5 kids. I lost my job when I was 35. We had to move out. We got a divorce. All this bad shit happened. My kid got into a car accident. Like he like described all this whole life that he lived in like a 15-minute span. And is that your brain like actually fucking with you because it's all fucked up and you're on drugs, or it's altered, or is it reality in another realm. You know, because listen, they say when we die, right, if you're a true believer, when you die, you go to another dimension, you go to another realm. It's another place. You know, you don't need your earthly body. We need this body to be here on this rock, or else we can't live. You know, so this is what we have to live here. But after this body's done, that doesn't mean it's over. That doesn't mean your thoughts and your brain and your waves go somewhere else. They still exist. You know, so it does make me believe in, like, you know, all that shit, you know. So I do believe in that. Yeah, I really do.
Hang on real quick. I'm seeing here in the chat, is it salvia? Was that the stuff you...
Yes, that's the shit I tried, salvia. It was a little different than that K shit. And all my friends are saying, like, oh, yeah, it's not, like, as bad as that shit. So, because I wouldn't do that shit. I refuse. I'm like, I ain't no crackhead. I ain't smoking that shit and fucking, you know, just being vulnerable on my fucking floor or someone's floor of their house. Like, well, you could fuck me in the ass if you want. But, like, no, I'm not down with that. You know? I like to get high and shit, but no, I don't like to get lambasted where you could just, like, you know, start drawing on me and shade my eyebrows and fucking, no. I don't think so. I learned that the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, that is a different thing, the salvia and the fucking K12. I think it definitely was salvia that I tried, without a doubt. And I bought a bag of it, and it was actually good the first, like, time. But, man, I got so brazen with it that I treated it like it was weed after, like, the third time trying it, and I took a bong hit. And it was the fucking worst thing I could have ever did. I just overdid it. I actually could have ended up in the hospital, but thank God I had enough sense to, like, go into my bathroom and go into the shower and pour cold water on my face, and it brought me back, you know. But yeah, I'm not down with that other shit. But, you know, I would love to go to another realm and fucking, like, experience what these people have experienced, but I'm afraid to do that type of shit, you know. You know, I'm legit afraid to be, like, I'm afraid to be put under when I go to the dentist. Like, I don't like...
You should be.
You know, like, I don't like that shit.
Anytime you go under any type of anesthesia, you have the potential to die.
Yeah, my aunt died on the anesthesia for a gallbladder operation. And, like, ever since then, I always was, like, hesitant to fucking go under for anything. Even, like, a tooth, you know, something with my toothus. You know what I mean? I was afraid to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously I'd be afraid to take too much drugs to where I was, like, in another realm. Like, I'd like to feel like I'm in another realm, but I don't exactly want to be in another realm. You know?
Right.
But some of these dudes, dude, they get so high. Dude, some of these dudes get so high from, like, smoking, like, dabs and smoking, like, crack or whatever the fuck they're smoking, that they literally look like they're in another fucking realm. They can't even talk, bro. I was watching this dude the other day that was like, I'm like, dude, this guy's fucked up, bro. This dude's
those motherfuckers that are all, like, slumped over and just standing up, though.
Yeah, dude. Like, this guy, he does, like, weed reviews, and he eats edibles, and he does this, and he does that. He took a fucking hit of this weed shit, but, like, weed is so powerful now, it's, like, not even like it used to be. It's a whole different hybrid of... It's like power marijuana on steroids. And this guy took a hit or whatever, and he, like, 5 minutes later, he was like, yeah, catch you guys later on the stream. And I was like, dude, like, yeah, you need rehab. Like, you don't sound right, bro. Like, nobody should be that fucking high from weed. Jesus Christ. So, you know, like, what do you want to fucking be in another realm? Then fucking go do that shit that puts you in another realm then. Fuck it. Why waste time? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Never liked the coke and all that shit. Like, you know, some of my old, like, friends I used to hang out with would, like, whip out coke if we were in Atlantic City, and they'd all be like, oh, yeah, dude. And I'd always be like, I'm good. Like, I don't need to pop my heart out, bro. Thank you very much. No thanks. You know? No, thank you. I was always the pussy when it came to that shit.
Gorilla Strong's got some instructions for you here on how to make your own wax.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, well, he says take some bud and some parchment paper, fold it in half, press it, and heat it with a flat iron.
Really?
That's what it says.
It pulls, like, the wax out of it then, I guess, huh?
Like, well, I guess he said it's pure wax.
That's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome. But you probably need a lot of weed to do that with, you know? And then is your weed not good after that? Like, does it take the THC out of the weed? Like, could you smoke the weed or do you have to throw it away? Because I watched this video where the guy threw the weed away once he made wax out of it. But he did it with this butane shit. Like, he put it in like a pipe or something and he sprayed butane into it. And it like created pressure. And then when he opened it up, it was like all this wax came out of it. And he put it on that paper. And it looked kind of nasty at first, but then it started to get like this golden look to it. And I was like, oh, shit. That's pretty much, you know, what it's supposed to look like.
He says, don't grind the bud.
Don't grind the bud? Just leave it, right? It's like straight bud.
Yeah, I guess so.
Don't grind I got used to you. I enjoy the wax. I really do. I enjoy that. Like, all right, so I'd rather smoke bud. But if I had an alternative to that, the wax is pretty good. You know? I don't know what the difference is between dabs and wax, and you know, all I know is I smoked wax a couple of times and it was fucking great. It really was. Rubbed it on my.
Did you ever hear about Primos?
What are those? What are Primos?
See, yeah, that was back in the day, man. I never fucked with them. Those were like joints rolled with cocaine in them.
Oof.
It's like, nah, man, I ain't down with that shit. I'm not fucking with that.
I mean, you know, like that would scare me. That would.
They had those, and then the wet ones. You know, the ones the joints dipped in formaldehyde. Again, no, no,
okay,
thank you.
So one time I had somebody basically poison me. I was about like 16. And my friend whipped out a joint, started smoking it as we were walking down the street. And he was like, you want to hit it? And I was like, yeah. And I smoked it. And 5 minutes later, I couldn't even walk straight. And my friend, and I wasn't like fucked up where I was like afraid, but I was fucked up to the point where I was like, yo, I got to sit down, man. What the fuck? And he was like, dude, I think this dude gave me a joint laced with, what was that? Angel dust.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was expecting to be more fucked up than I was, but it wore off pretty fast. But I could tell something wasn't right, and I was like, you poisoned me. You know, like, you fucking almost killed me, you fucking piece of shit.
Oh, shit. And he told you, like, okay.
Yeah, he was like, I think,
out, huh?
Yeah, he was like, I think this dude, because he did it to him once before or some shit, I don't fucking know. You know, that's why I told my daughter when she went to college, I was like, listen, she don't really smoke pot, right? She drinks every once in a while, like a normal fucking teenager, which I don't condone, but I know she's going to do it anyway. And I was telling her, like, if you go and you decide to smoke weed or something, she's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm like, listen, just don't talk till I'm done. Don't say anything till I'm done. And I'm like, if you decide to do something like that, don't smoke it first, number one. Because let someone else take a first hit before you hit it and you find out there's fentanyl in it and you fucking die and you think you're just smoking marijuana. And I said, and number two, I really wouldn't trust anybody at all, even your best friend, to give you anything at all, marijuana or anything. Because fentanyl could be in everything now. So I basically told her, don't trust anybody or anything. And when you're at a party and you stand there with your little red cup, and you're floating around the house in some frat party or some shit, don't stand there with your cup wide open so somebody could just put something in your cup and then 5 minutes later you're up in some room and some guy's raping you. And I gave it to her.
Yeah, don't put your cup down and then just come back.
I gave it to her raw, bro, and I told Shannon I said, Shannon, I'm going to have a talk with her before she leaves. And she's like, don't be too rough on her. And I'm like, no, she needs to know these things because if I don't say these things to her and something happens, I'm going to regret not giving it to her raw and letting her know that, yeah, there are people out there that don't give a fuck about you. They just want to drug you for the night and fuck you and throw you to the curb. So watch out for them. They come with a smile on their face. They're good looking. And you wouldn't think that they would do it to you in a million years. But don't leave your fucking cup open when you're walking around some sorority house. So... And I, obviously I check up on her a lot and tell her, and I keep tabs on her. I got that 360 thing so I can tell where she is at all times, every time. I know exactly where she is. So, happy about that. She tried to turn that shit off like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, you're not turning off the Life 360. She's like, you guys got to keep tabs on me. And I'm like, so it gives us a peace of mind that we know where you are and you're safe, and we know that you're in for the night, or we know where, exactly where you are. God forbid something happens. So thank God for that Life 360 shit, man. That shit really helps out. If you have a kid that has a phone, which every kid does.
Sounds like a good job parenting, man. You're trying to,
Yeah, I'm just trying
to the dangers and the realities of the situation. You can't just, send people out into the world, Pollyannish shit that everybody's nice, or no one's gonna be trying to fuck you over or any kind of thing like that.
Yeah, I told her about her friends too, and like when she was younger and she was in high school, she got into a couple of fights with like some friends, and you know how shit goes, and I told her, I'm like, listen, friends are good, and having friends are great, and you'll get some great friends in your life. And I go, probably you don't even meet your best friend yet, and you're like 17 years old. And she's like, no. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I met some people in my 20s that I'm consider like really good friends. So like, you'll never stop meeting people. And I said, and your friends, a lot of them will let you down after a while, like, but the core, you'll find, if you're lucky in life, and this is the way I look at it, if you're lucky in life, you'll find those 3 or 4, if you're lucky, guys or people, whether it's a girl or a guy or whatever it is, that you can 150% put your trust into and, rely on them as a friend, a true friend. And if you're lucky, you'll have like 2, 3 of them in your life. And I told my daughter that, and she's got a lot of friends. And she was like, well, man, I couldn't, that's a small number. And I was like, well, those, you can't really trust a lot of people. You can't. Look at Bill Cosby, bro. Everybody loved the Bill Cosby's with the pudding and, all that shit. And he turns around, he's raping women the whole time. We're fucking watching him in the 80s. He's America's dad. And he's knocking bitches out and just fucking them. Oiling them up.
That's so fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah,
I don't understand. He didn't have to do that.
No, he could have probably fucked.
He could have fucked anybody he wanted.
Yeah, he could have fucked almost every single one of them if he wanted to, I would think. And it's like, dude, you probably could have tapped all these bitches anyway. You didn't need to drug them.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been lacking pussy. And if somebody didn't want to fuck you, so what? You could have had. You could. I don't know. I don't get that
it's
shit.
It's weird. You know what it was for him? It was the thrill of fucking drugging a bitch and just doing whatever he wants to them. I'm going to fuck this one in the butthole. I'm going to fuck this one like my son Ennis. And then, it's a psycho. Psycho.
You heard that bit that he had done way back in the day. It was in his stand-up routine about Spanish Fly, right?
Yes. Yep. And I heard that one years ago, yeah.
He was talking about doing that kind of shit back then. So.
Yep. He gave you a little...
in a way, I guess he was always kind of winking and trying... or maybe putting it out there a little bit.
Yeah. Well, they all do, bro. They all do.
That was part of it, right? I mean, that was part of the thrill.
Dude, most of these celebrities that you find out were like had weird shit going on afterwards, like you see the patterns and like the shit afterwards, and you're like, damn, I should have known. Like we should have known that dude's a psycho. All that, because the signs are there. You got to just see them.
Like you remember that episode there of the Cosby Show where he had that barbecue sauce that made everybody horny?
Yes, you remember that? He's like, I put a little barbecue sauce in your drink tonight, baby. We get. And the wife's like, oh, like, yeah, that's normal. That's fucking real normal.
We're out there with their husbands and boyfriends and whatever, and everybody's all looking at each other. And
and even the kids. He's like, I drugged the kids too, and they're gonna fuck as well. Like what? Yeah, he's like, then I did it to the son Ennis, and he's inside fucking the cat right now. Fucking psychos, bro. Really just psycho shit. But,
and like that guy, Danny Masterson, they said, okay, so he did that. He knocked out broads and fucked them, but he was already like in relationships with these bitches.
Yeah, that's weird shit too. Yeah, that's weird.
I mean, yeah, so I guess it's like you said, it's the idea, I guess, of I got to drug this broad or something.
I think it's got to be like the whole, like that. the fact that he could do whatever he wants to a chick, you know, and I don't know. Who knows what they're thinking, you know?
Never any of that kind of fetish. Never got the rape fetish either.
No, dude, I'll tell you, when I was younger, I thought I was weird, and I was like, yeah, I'm a psycho, bro. I like weird shit. I'm going to be a freak when I grow up. Like, I thought that when I was a young teenager, when I first started, like, looking at women and getting, like, you know, thinking of sex. I thought, oh, my God, I'm into weird shit. I come to find out, when you really, like, when reality set in and you saw what other people were doing and into, I said, holy shit, I'm normal compared to some of these motherfuckers. Like, dude, these like I tell this one story of my friend coming to my house with dirty magazines, and they were like Playboy books, right? And so I saw them in this bag, and I was like, oh, let me see what you got here. And I whipped it out, and it was a pregnant woman, and she was butt naked, right? And I was like, why is this woman pregnant, dude? And then I flipped to the next page, and the next woman's pregnant. Then the next one and the next one. And I'm like, wait, whoa. I didn't even know they sold magazines with just strictly pregnant women showing their pussies and their vaginas and everything, right? And that this is actually a fetish enough that they would make a magazine for the people out there that like this type of stuff. And I had no clue about it. And I said to myself after that, like, wow, Ken, you're not weird for liking a chick wearing her one-piece bathing suit while you're fucking a doggy style. Like, that's not as weird as you thought it was. Seeing what these people are into now, you're not as crazy as you thought you were. You know, because I thought, oh, I like when my girl wears this or that. That's weird shit. Like, why do I like that? But I just do. Like, oh, that's weird. Like, I'm a weird freak. No, I'm not. Because these fuckers, they're into, like, you know, the gimp fucking suits and being fucked in the butthole. And some of these dudes are into being fucked in the ass and, like, from their girl. Like, you know, so no, I'm
like that guy in The Sopranos.
Yeah, dude. Like, I'm kind of normal. You know what I mean? And compared to these people, you know. And once I saw my friend, he had these books of pregnant women, and I said to him, I'm like, dude, why do you like this? And he's like, I love pregnant women. And I'm like, why? And he's like, gee, I don't know, like the way their bodies are. And I'm like, dude, you're a nutbag. You're a fucking nutbag. There is something wrong with you. And then, you know what? He goes, yeah, but they make these magazines. And I thought to myself, well, he is right there. Like, who the fuck would make these magazines? Do they make magazines of people smelling feet all over the place? They go, here you go, for all you foot fetish fucking wackos out there. Here's a couple of pictures of some dude rubbing a fucking foot on his cock or balls or smelling it. Like, oh, it turns me on so much. You know, here's a book for it. Here's a porno mag for it. Like, I didn't think that, it shocked me that they actually did that for people. Like, and my friend was like, hey, they make it, man, so it's not as crazy as you think. There's obviously people buying these fucking things. And I thought to myself, yeah, he's right, man. Like, that's just fucking weird shit.
You hit on like multiple things there that I could cite. That's hilarious.
You know, like
that thing with the feet. You remember that King of the Hill episode where Peggy Hill was over there doing foot porn?
Yeah.
Stepping on what do you call it, pumpkins and.
You know what else I think of? Rex Ryan, bro. There was rumors of him being all into like foot fetish shit.
Yeah.
When he was a coach here.
Mm-hmm. Were he and his wife supposed to be swingers or something?
I think so, man. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so there's people into weird shit.
Say that Jesse Ventura and his wife were swingers?
We both went to the Baja, and when we got there, we fucked each other in the Bajas, in the butthole. We went to the Baja to fuck in the butthole. So my wife left the continental United States with me, and we moved down to the butthole. Down to the Baja hole. I'm in the fucking Bajas.
I split her continental divide.
I split her continental United States right down her...
dude, Jesse the Body's probably into weird shit, too. He's a fucking another weirdo. You know? Another weird fuck.
Baja Soda. The Baja.
The Baja.
Halliburton orchestrated the BP oil spill.
Yeah, okay. So, what's going on with this game? Let me look. Oh, that game's over, huh? The Miami game is over.
Yeah, Miami won.
Miami wins 24-17, and the New England Patriots are not the New England Patriots of old. They are a whole new team now, man. And you know what? It never was, Bill. It never was, Bill. You could say that now. You can say that now. It never was Bill. I don't think Bill will ever win another Super Bowl. I really don't. I don't think Bill Belichick will win another Super Bowl as a coach. I just don't see it.
He lucked into it. You know, there was a lot of lucky things that happened.
Yeah, and you know what the luck was? You know what the luck was?
Being hurt.
It was the New York Jets hitting Drew Bledsoe and taking him out of the game, and in comes Brady, and he never looked back. And it was the fucking Jets that put that all in motion.
Started a dynasty.
Yeah, it was the fucking Jets that put that wheel in motion, because at that point, Belichick was putting full stock into Bledsoe. And when Bledsoe got hit and came to the sidelines and he put Brady in, and Brady had a fucking pretty good game. He had like 4 touchdowns. He was like, okay, Brady's the starter next week. Brady came in the next week and had an unbelievable game again. And he never looked back, bro. And you know what? But dude, that's a move that a ton of coaches would have made in the NFL, putting Brady in for Bledsoe.
Sure.
Right? So
right place, right time.
Yeah, so you can't really say it's fucking. You can't really say it's you know, Bill Belichick. It's Brady, bro. And people, when they were together, people like, who is it? Is it one of them? Is it the both of them? Is it Belichick? It's got to be Belichick. He's the mastermind behind this great franchise, and he always puts out winners. And look how good he is at coaching. And look, no, it wasn't that. It really wasn't that. Maybe it was a mix of the two, yes. But it was more Brady than anything else, dude. And he proved that by going to Tampa and winning a Super Bowl with that franchise. He proved it. And now the fact that Bill Belichick is a mediocre coach and has not coached a good fucking Patriot team since Brady was on it means to me that, yeah, he's a good coach. But, you know, his numbers came from having a unbelievable quarterback of all time on his team. And he rode that bitch all the way to the end. So, to me, it was Brady. And he proved it by winning that Super Bowl. If Brady didn't go to Tampa and win a Super Bowl, and he went there and wasted 2 or 3 seasons sucking, then I would sit here and say, you know what? They needed each other to be great. And now they both suck. That's not the case. They did not need each other. This guy went to another franchise and won a Super Bowl his first season with them, with a whole different coach, a whole different scheme, all different wide receivers for the most part, and won a Super Bowl. You know, like, he proved it. Brady proved it. I hate Brady, but he proved it when he won with them. You know, if Belichick would have won a Super Bowl with this team without Brady, like the Oilers did without Wayne Gretzky, like all these other teams, you know, like the Bills couldn't do without Jordan. You know, like certain teams can win without those players. Certain teams can't. And you know what? Brady, they're not winning. The Patriots are not winning without him. And go look at them now, bro. The last 3 years, they haven't been anything special. And they're just not the Patriots of old anymore. They're done. Right now, Kansas City is the new Patriot franchise that nobody could really knock off, you know?
Oh, God.
That's the future. Because that dude's already got, what, 2 Super Bowls already? A fucking quarterback?
Yeah,
I mean...
You got 2.
Yeah, so you know he's going to win at least another 2 or 3 before he's done. Maybe even 4 or 5 more. They're going to be calling him Brady within the next 5 years. Watch. They'll be like, this is the next Brady. Watch. They're already saying it about him. The guy's not Brady. No one's Brady. No one's Brady, dude. He proved that he is the best of all time. Period. Best quarterback of all time. And Belichick, is he the best coach of all time? Yeah, his numbers would say he is. You know, his Super Bowls would say he is. But, you know, without that quarterback, he probably wouldn't have none of those.
There on that NFL website, there's a section there that was, I don't know if it's still there or not, but a while back there was a part there called Alternate NFL History. And they had like little videos and things about what they predict might have happened if particular plays had been called other ways.
Dude.
And they had one there for the tuck.
Well, dude. I just, you know, listen, Brady went to a good team and Tampa was stacked and they were waiting for Brady to come there and win. Like, yo, he had to win. Period. He had to win the Super Bowl. Like, nobody thought that Brady would go there and win a Super Bowl his first season. No one thought that. No one predicted that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. But they said him getting that call there, that tuck, instead of the fumble, they said catapulted him.
Dude, yeah, he got a lot of calls, bro. He definitely got a ton of fucking calls, bro. There's no doubt.
If they don't win the Super Bowl that year, they said there was a pretty good chance that Belichick would have gone back to Bledsoe. But since they went all the way,
that's when they beat
the
Rams.
Position.
Yeah, they beat the Rams that year. The Rams are going for their second straight Super Bowl that year, right? I think it was Kurt Warner.
Yeah, Kurt Warner.
Yeah, Warner was going for a second straight Super Bowl, and the Patriots beat them. And then I think the Patriots won the season after that too, right? They won back-to-back. Brady won his first two, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe that team was stacked. I'll give you that, the Tampa Bay team. But, like, he had to go there and win with a different coach. Maybe it was the same schemes and the same plays that they set up for Brady to come in and feel comfortable and all this and that. But, dude, I didn't think, and not many analysts thought that Brady would definitely win a Super Bowl there his first season. You know? Not even Joe Montana could go to another team and win it. The great Joe Montana. Like, Brady just always defied the odds on everything. You know, it just, to me, you know, he's way better than Belichick. You know, he's the reason, you know, honestly.
Isn't there some kind of a thing about great quarterbacks going from one team to another and winning a Super Bowl? But then Manning did it, though.
Yeah, Manning did it. He's one of the guys that did it. Yeah, I think Manning and Manning and Brady are the only two that have done it, right?
Only two I can think of. I mean,
yeah, I think they're the only two. I can't think of any other quarterback.
Montana never won anything, and I mean, it's not like a lot of those guys ever even really go to other franchises. Like Elway never went anywhere else. You know, Eli never went anywhere else.
Yo, I'm telling you, Kansas City, they're gonna win another 3 Super Bowls, bro. Like eventually, they're gonna. Who's gonna beat them? Who's going to beat them? Who's got a young quarterback like that?
The Bengals.
You think the Bengals will beat them? Yeah, I don't know, man. It just
those are the two that give them the most.
All right, so say this: if Kansas City won the Super Bowl this year, you don't think they'll be comparing this kid to Brady soon? If they won another Super Bowl, you tell me if this guy didn't have 3 that would be like 4 Super Bowls for him, right? And he would have won 3 if he wins this year. Because didn't they lose 1 Super Bowl, Kansas City? With him as a quarterback?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, right? So, like, he's got, like, what? Are you telling me this dude's got 3 Super Bowls already? And he won 2 of them?
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, then, yeah, I feel like if he wins another one within the next 2 or 3 seasons, they're definitely going to be like, well, you know, that this is he could possibly catch Brady. This is the guy that could maybe win as many Super Bowls as Brady, or, you know, there'll be comparisons, definitely, if they win a Super Bowl this year. And I'm pretty sure he's been in 3 Super Bowls, right? How many years has he been in the league? Like 6 or 5? And how many Super Bowl appearances does he have already? I think 3? That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. You don't see that shit. You know what I mean? Like, maybe we're going to see it more in the NFL now.
I liked him when he was with Texas Tech, but since he's with the Chiefs and plays against the Raiders, I have to hate him.
Yeah, it's very easy to hate him.
It's frustrating. Some of that time, I was like, man, I think we're about to have that motherfucker. And
he has 2 Super Bowls. But didn't he lose one? He has 2 Super Bowl rings, right? But didn't he lose a Super Bowl?
Here we go. I was looking it up. List of... Where is it?
Yeah, Brady beat Kansas City when he was with Tampa, right? Yeah, so he did lose in the Super Bowl. So he won 2 Super Bowls and lost in 1. And
he lost a couple, yeah.
And he's been in the league for what? Like, it can't be more than 6 seasons, right? Dude, you're telling me that guy's been to like that many Super Bowls in that short time? Jesus Christ.
So the Chiefs have been to 3 Super Bowls in the last 4 years.
Wow, man. And with him as the quarterback, right?
Right, yeah. They won in 2020 and in of course last year. But 2021 they lost to Tampa. That's the one where Brady won.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. He's been in for 7 seasons.
So in 22, it was the Bengals and the Rams. With the Rams winning.
Yeah.
So he's been
in 3 Super Bowls in 6 seasons, really, because this season, isn't completed yet. We're only 2 weeks in. So he's been in 3 Super Bowls in 6 years, right? And Brady, he was in 3 Super Bowls in his first 5 years, I think. So there's going to be comparison, especially if he wins again this year, which I hope Kansas City don't win. I do not want them to win. I don't want to see this kid win another Super Bowl. He's got enough already. Okay, Kansas City, you won enough already. Time to move over now.
He's been in it since 2017, so.
Yeah, there's gonna be comparisons eventually. Watch. If it doesn't start already. And then they'll be comparing the coach, what's his name? The coach of Kansas City. Because he's a damn good coach too, right? Fucking dude who was Andy Reid. He was the Eagles coach for all those years, and he's a damn good coach too, man. He's been in a ton of Super Bowls too, man, right? I think he was in 2 with Philly, right? And then now he's been in 3 with Kansas City, and he's got fucking 5 or 6 Super Bowls as a coach now. Not wins, but visits. 9 Super Bowls with Brady and Belichick. So, and that's over, how many years did Brady play? He played 20 years? 19 seasons, so. Yeah, I mean, damn, that kid's already built such a career for himself, man.
Okay, so he went to 1 Super Bowl with the Eagles and now these 3 with the Chiefs.
Oh, okay, it was only 1 with the Eagles? I thought it was 2.
It says he went to 5 NFC championships and 1 Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, because he kept losing those. I remember when he had McNabb, right, on Philly with him. Mm-hmm. And how many times they came close to winning the Super Bowl or making it to the Super Bowl. It was a lot of times.
They lost to the Patriots in 2005.
Yeah, I remember that. I was in Vegas for that. No, was I in Vegas for that? No, I was in Vegas the year before when the Patriots played the Panthers, Carolina Panthers, and beat the. Oh, that was the Super Bowl where the titty came out. Pop that titty.
It's so funny. I look back at that. And you know how tame that is compared to some of the shit these women were wearing, at the MTV Music Awards the other day.
I know, dude. She's walking around with a crucifix stuck in her pussy. Meanwhile, it's Janet Jackson's titty came out 10 years ago, and the whole world flipped out. Now you're shoving fucking crucifix in your butthole. That's okay though. It's a different day.
I would say that baby Rexa had a fucking thong dress or something like that. Her ass was hanging out of it. What's her face? Doja Cat was wearing something all sheer and stuff. I mean, you can see her nipples.
That. What the fuck, man?
You can just, I guess you could just show nipples now. Is what I. And there was somebody else that was wearing some crazy shit. I guess that's what you were talking about. Yeah, the crucifix.
Yeah. I don't think Michael Vick never won a Super Bowl.
No,
I don't think he. No. Maybe you're thinking him on Philly, but I don't think he went to the Super Bowl with Philly. He was good with Philly, right, for a while, but I don't think he went to the Super Bowl with them. Vic really fucked his career up bad, dude, that guy, just for dogfighting and fucking missed so many years for nothing. Stupid, stupid shit. Why are you out dogfighting when you're a fucking professional quarterback making millions of dollars a year? Do it, make a legal fucking thing where you can do it. I don't know. That whole shit was weird. When he came to the Jets, I was like, why are we putting Michael Vick on the Jets? And it's still the same shit. We just, we're basically the New York Rangers of football, because the Rangers are known for like taking these over the top, over the hill, old fucking players that used to be great and are still looking to get that one big contract before they retire, when they know all their skills have diminished. They can go to the Rangers and cash in like they're that young 25-year-old professional again. Wayne Gretzky did it. He went to the Rangers. He was a shell of himself. He made millions of dollars with the Rangers. It's the same thing with the Jets. You get guys like Brett Favre. You get guys like Aaron Rodgers. You get guys that like lost all their ability. They're not the same player anymore. But the Jets will give you whatever you want to play here, because you know what? It's a rotating door of shit here. So come on over. We'll give you whatever you want. Take 3 snaps. Fucking, blow out your Achilles and just retire. It's okay. We're Jet fans. We can take it. We can take it. It's like you're told you're finally going to have a little boy and it's a stillborn, right? You wait those 9 months and the fucking dead baby comes out of the vagina. That's what the Jets are. It's a fucking dead baby on delivery. Okay? That's what it feels like to be a Jet fan. It feels like you're promised that boy after 4 girls, and your wife labors for 9 months through all the pain and the sorrow and the sweat and the tears and dealing with this cunt for 9 fucking months, dealing with the pain and the bitching and moaning, and you think at the end of it, this nice little ball of love and gorgeousness comes out at the end. No. As a Jet fan, you get a dead fucking baby.
Hey, I sent you a clip there. It was last week, Monday, after the Monday night game. But it was from that Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where this guy died. He killed himself because of the Jets.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Phenomenal.
I saw that.
Fucking phenomenal.
Where is that? Where'd you send that?
It was there on your other Skype.
Okay.
But he said, yeah, the Knicks killed him. Or no, the Jets killed him. Says maybe a little bit the Knicks.
Christ. Yeah. Well, I got news for you. The Knicks are just as bad. They're almost just as bad. They're not quite, but they haven't won since 1969 either. They're the other franchise that has not won since 69. They were almost as bad as the Rangers were at one point. We used to make fun of the Rangers so bad, bro. We'd be like 1940. That was the last time they won. And then when they won in '94, you really couldn't say that no more. And they would be like, they were so happy that they won. And it's like, yeah, but you've won 1 Stanley Cup in like 80 years.
Yeah.
You're the only original 6 franchise that hasn't rattled off a couple of cups here and there. You're like the Toronto Maple Leafs. You and the Toronto Maple Leafs are the worst of the original 6 fucking teams. That I can't wait for. Hockey coming back too, man. I can't wait for that shit, bro. Like, I cannot wait for hockey. Oh, I can't wait for some hockey games, bro. That's when Shannon gets crazy, bro. My wife goes fucking nuts, bro. Like, she started watching even more than me. I'd come home and she'd be in the living room screaming, and I'd be like, what the fuck is... The Islanders are on. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even realize it.
That's cool, man. That's cool that y'all can share stuff like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I made her an Islander fan, bro, because when I first started dating her, like, she knew about the Islanders, and she lived local, and the Islanders were unbelievable in the 80s, so everybody knew about them here where we lived. And I used to go to all the games every day, every night. I used to go to every game. And when I first started dating her, I would drag her to the Islander games with me constantly. And now, 25 years later, she's a diehard fucking Islanders fan. She loves them. And she really gets into the games, bro, because she used to come and watch me play. And I would hear her screaming her head off on the side, like, behind the ice. Like, all the time I'd hear her behind the boards screaming her head off on me. And, like, she went to every fucking game I ever had, bro. Like, she wouldn't miss a game for nothing. She would even go to my practices, dude, and sit there watching me practice. Like, she used to love it, And, but now it's like, we watch the Islanders together, which it is fun, man, because she knows all the players. She knows all the, So it's fun to talk with her about it and shit. And, like, I'll ask her, like, a trivia question and put my cock in her mouth, and, like, I'll stop her from answering. Nah, I'm just kidding. She's looking at me. That's why I said that. She's like, you asshole. But, yeah, I think I'm wrapping this up and going to bed, bro.
All right, man. Well, Cool. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, dude, it was fun. Who do you guys play next week?
Oh shit, I don't know. Gosh, it was so depressing today to see the fucking Raiders.
Yeah, I know. Well, dude, you know, listen, like I said, they look so good that first opening drive, dude. I thought, man, the Raiders are gonna be good today, bro. They're gonna give Buffalo a good run here. And then
they're playing the Steelers on Sunday night.
Ooh, Raiders and Steelers, right?
Yeah, that's Sunday night.
And the Steelers are 0-2, right?
That's what you were saying, right? Yeah, you said they don't look very good.
Yeah,
so.
They don't. And then the Jets are playing. Who do the Jets play next week?
The Redskins.
They play the Patriots.
Are playing the field.
They play the fucking Pats. So the 0-2 Pats going up against the 1-1 Jets. I think the Jets could win that game, but you know, I mean, Zach is like, you know, he's just, oh man, he's terrible. But I do think they can win that game. I really do. Because the Patriots aren't that good, man. They're really not.
They have a really good defense, man.
You think their defense is good?
Yeah, for the Jets. I think
the Jets? Yeah, I mean, their defense, you know, watching them today against a good fucking offensive team like Dallas.
They need support, man, you know, because it gets frustrating when you're over there doing all the work and the offense can't do shit.
I know, and the offense had like 13 yards at one point, bro. And it was like, dude, like, help these guys out. How long do you want them to keep Dallas down to, like,
right.
You know?
Yeah, they get you the ball back, and this guy goes and throws an interception.
Oh, man, he threw it right into his fucking chest, that one, man. It was right. I was like, what are you looking at? The fuck are you looking at, dude? Yeah, it was pretty bad, man. That one was fucking bad, dude. That's why I'm like, I was hoping like maybe Zach will pull it together. Maybe he learned a couple of things. Maybe no, it's the same dude. He's just interested in what he looks like with his little bandana, and you know, he just wants to look good. He wants to look bad while looking good. Fuck that guy. Fuck that dude.
Oh man.
Anyway, all right, man. I'll talk to you soon, brother. Thanks for jumping on me.
All right, man. Hey, take it easy. Y'all have a good night.
You too, man. So both our teams lost then. So next week looks like a fun week, but, you know, Patriots and Jets, that's always a good matchup, but who knows, man. Do I think the Jets will win that game? They got a shot. They definitely got a shot. You know? Unless Miami is not as good as people were saying they were, and they, you know, because Miami looked good tonight. They really did. Or was it that the Patriots are that bad? I don't know. I guess we'll find out next week. On a gay NFL Sunday, week 2. You know what I mean? It's a gay NFL Sunday, week 2.
Josh Bynes has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out, and it's since he's seen a hole that big.
Oh, Barkley got hammered on that penetration by Fletcher Cox.
Oh, that's a big load. Diggs coming right behind him inside. Good job getting rid of that football with that guy coming right in his face. When there's a guy coming right in your face, he just sits in there and delivers it really well.
On Dak Prescott, he starts to come, and then he pulls out, and he's
got guys coming down his face.
Feeling is the Cowboys probably coming right down their throats.
My God, dude. What the fuck, bro? It's almost like they're doing it on purpose. You got this guy coming right down your throat. He looked up and he came on him at the last minute. Like, dude, it's so, like, what? They had to have planned that. They had to have planned that gay shit. Fucking crazy, dude. Jesus Christ. All right, everybody have a good Monday. Enjoy the football games tomorrow night. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. Hope you guys had a good Sunday. See you guys soon. Peace, everybody.
fucking phenomenal.
Instinct 2010! Instinct 2010, jackass! Instinct 2010! Instinct, jackass! Instinct 2010! Instinct, jackass! Instinct,
What the fuck?
This is fucking